humanity. Putting truth in these lines while they busy feeding lies. When you got that tunnel vision, gotta open up your eyes. Wake up and go to sleep. Man, I'm praying all times. And to my guys, ain't no other side. This for my brothers, I'ma pray we all shine. Lock the door. Go ahead, lock the door. Lock the door. Go ahead, lock the door. Yeah, you already know.
Depending on the lessons, some people eat, some people learn. But the game is gonna send you a big. Lock the door.
Once again, back with Bounty Hunter BJ, Professor Melly Mill. Who were the Green Jackets?
Like I say, the Green Jackets were the G homies long before us. You know, we were kids, and it was something that was established in our neighborhood, a clique, along with the Teeny Boppers. This was the birth, before the Bounty Hunters was birthed, it was the Green Jackets / Teeny Boppers. So this was, you know, way before my time and era. I was a little bitty baby, but still growing up in the projects, you have a tendency to know and grow and learn your history and know those who came before you. So this is how I'm so wise with a lot of the history of it, because a lot of it, I once I started growing, I was able to see it per se myself on hand, and then just hearing about it, hearing the stories and listening to my big homies talk. You know, they sitting back sipping on a bottle of Ripple or something, and they telling the war stories, and we ear hustling. You know what I mean? So the Green Jacks was definitely a phase in our neighborhood that carried a lot of history and a lot of weight and protected our community during that time and phase as well. Just like you had the Pig Meats, which was a big, large family from the other side, which was the Jordan Downs. And the Pig Meats had a big, substantial name that carries out throughout Watts and throughout just the globe, period. Everybody know who the hell the Pig Meats is. When you mention the Pig Meats, they know, oh, you talking about the Pig Meats, you talking about such, you know what I mean? And that family itself created a history within Watts.
During that time, right? Can you say what year, if you can, that you believe the Green Jackets started, if you know that?
Definitely during the late 60s, coming amongst, I want to say, to get my calculation precisely correct, I will give and take, I would say anywhere between 68 to 70 during that period of time.
And that was during a period where a lot of our people, young black men, were coming back home from Vietnam. And I could be wrong with this. I believe they brought that term back home with them from Vietnam. I could be wrong on that.
Wow. Hey, Professor, you know, that's interesting. That's an interesting debate too, man, you know, to rebuttal on, because that's the first time I've heard that. Ever. The first time. As long as I've been for the projects, and I've been for the projects since 69 / going into the early 70s, bro. And I've never, ever heard that slogan, that the reason being that the projects took on that title was because of you basically saying Vietnam War veterans.
Yeah, they were returning home.
Yeah, returning home.
And they still wanted to band together as brothers, right?
So the Green Jackets.
See,
I never heard that one. I've never heard that one.
Makes sense though, right?
It does. But all I know is the history that was taught upon me, and it came and it was inserted in our projects. So to know that it's bigger than just the projects, that's interesting, brother. Basically is what you're saying. Like the Green Jackets is a brotherhood, basically.
Exactly what I'm telling you. And you know what's ironic is that I'm really enjoying this, because a lot of neighborhoods have a history before they got to Pyro, before they got to Crip, before they got this and that and that.
Definitely,
right?
Most definitely.
And it's interesting that seemed to be lost.
Right.
Not in my particular neighborhood, because I know it. I know who was there before, and that was the Oaks Park boys and so on. And I talk about them, and then and then we get into Santana. Right. But one of 3 focal points, right, was Stops, the Hawkins, and the 7 Seas Fish Market on Central Imperial, right there.
Look at the professor doing his homework, man. Look at the professor doing his homework. Not just the 7Cs, we had two. We had Turners too, right across the street.
Turners.
So we had two. 111, slash 112, then you go right across the street to Turners, which Turners carried everything fresh. Like
all the pork,
Mama
all
say,
the fish,
go get me the chicken. Come straight out the bra.
You go get a live chicken from Turners.
Just let me tell you, come out the bra, man, go get me a chicken. Hit you with a $10 bill, nigga go to Turners, say, hey, yeah, let me get that one. And Chuck might tell you, come on, take our young ass in the back, say, go on back there and get that one right there, man. And we go run back there and chase it, grab the chicken. And man, he take the chicken and snap his neck right there in front of you, man. And pluck him, clean him, put him in the bag, package him, send you on your way home, man. Real talk, bro, because we ate real meat, real poultry then. It was real for us, real food.
And during that time, BJ, all those were black businesses.
All black-owned businesses, brother. Black-owned.
On Friday night, Saturday night, everybody would be at Stops. Because Stop stayed open all night. You can get there at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning in your lowrider or, whatever.
I would just say everybody, Melly Mel. I would, hold on now.
But I'm talking about during the Green Jacket period.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, it was neutral.
It was neutral.
All right, gotcha. All right.
We in the Green Jacket period.
Okay,
We ain't in the Brownie Hunter period.
All right, gotcha.
We gotta change hats.
Gotcha. Yeah, oh yeah. Stops was the place, man. Stops was the place. Hawkins wasn't an actual eating spot at that time. It wasn't a burger spot at that time. It was just that the corner was owned by Hawkins, and they had that little store, convenience store. And over the years, he started attaching on and building. He built an arcade for us within the community for the kids. So we used to play in that corner arcade. So of course, with the corner arcade coming about, you got to have food. You got kids in the arcade. It doesn't coincide without food or chili Fritos or chili hot dogs or chili cheese dogs or something. It has to coincide. So that's when they came with the snacks. And from the snacks, they built a little cafe within the arcade. So they had the cafe attached to the arcade. So it was all one in one.
That's another thing, man. We big on our chili Cheetos and chili fries and chili burgers. And that seemed like if you go some other, they don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking outside of California.
Right.
That's like a West Coast, like policies and,
right.
Certain things go with us.
It's funny you say that because I was just in Dallas a week ago and I was eating off Miss Olisa's all French foods, French truck. Feel me? So I had to order Olisa fries, and the Olisa loaded fries consist of all organic hot peppers, onions, green onions, red. And bro, I'm talking about this shit was fire. But I said, hey, Miss Olisa, do you guys got pico cadillo? She said, huh? What is that? I said, pico cadillo. You know what I mean? Like, ain't that chopped up tomatoes and onions and stuff with a little sauce? She's like, no. I'm going to give you the real deal, Nino. They gave me some, oh man, this shit, bro. So it was like, she didn't speak our lingo. She didn't know what pico de gallo mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're right about that. That it's strange that how on the West we adapt to certain foods, and when you go outside of that, you may not even find that particular origin of food that you're looking for because it's on a whole different level.
Was Big Pancho a Green Jacket?
Oh, my big homie Pancho? Okay, thought you were talking about Huncho for a minute. Wayne. Yes, definitely.
And the reason why I asked, he was one of the first cats I seen in a rag 6'9" Cadillac with a Borsalina. And I said, when I saw him laying in that Cadillac with the Borsalina, I said, I want that hat.
Stanky green, though. Stanky green Cadillac.
Yeah.
It was green. Man, look here, man. Hey, Poncharelli, man, rest in peace, man. His soul, man, that was one of my real G homies. If he seen me, he gonna hook and look at me. What's up, baby? I go right over there, sit in the car with him. He get to chop it up with me and just talk to me, tell me, man, certain things like, boy, you got talent. You know what I'm saying? You smart, man. Change the game up. And he would just influence me, bro. He never told me to do wrong, none of that shit, bro. I love Pancho, man. Rest in peace, Big Pancho, man. He was a solid brother, man. He was a good big homie, a good G homie, man. So losing a lot of my big homies, it became a shocking to me during them time and eras because you wouldn't expect that. Because these dudes was like warriors to us. It was real warriors to us coming up. So to lose them, you know, from death, whether it was instant death, an accident, or, you know, dying from some form of disease, you know, heart failure, things of that nature. It was like, it was, you know, it was an impact because you would never expect these dudes to die. It's like a second father figure or a big uncle figure coming out your household when you're dealing with these kind of cats. And at least for me, that was because that's how true the love and the unity was in my hood. You know what I'm saying?
The way I saw Pancho wear them Borsalinas and them Taylors, man, was like unmatched. He was unmatched. He was unmatched, man. And shout out to Pancho, rest in peace. But who were some of the other Green Jackets?
Oh man, you know, it's basically everyone whose name is enlisted into that first generation chapter of bounty hunters. We talking about going back to the Godfathers, like I said, the Ray Boyces, the Barkers, the Quasar, bounty hunter James. We talking about
the Barker
Baby
brothers.
Head, yeah, the Barker brothers, Baby Head. You know, bounty hunter Baby Head. You know, we talking about G's back in them eras and their times. So it was a list of them, brother.
Tavi Clark.
Definitely, you know what I mean? So it was just a long list of them, and then it just transformed, and we transitioned from that. Like I said, the homie Quasar and then was carrying the torch and, you know, spearheading the teeny boppers, and from there, we grew into the bounty hunters, and that's when basically primarily all of us in the second generation being kids at that time, going to 111, 112th Street School, elementary school, us growing up, we seeing this with our eyes. You got the Tolberts. You know, Stevie Tolbert was a monster, a beast. My big homie Stevie Tolbert, rest in peace, was a cold knuckle-up artist. You know what I mean? Then you got Arthur Ray, you got CP, Charlie Percy, another bruiser, a whoop that ass bruiser.
What about that big family? I can't remember their name.
We had a lot of big families.
You missing their name.
Got the Crawfords. What, the Crawfords?
No, you left out his name last time.
Thorntons.
Not the Thorntons. I remember E.T. I remember E.T. We'll think about it. Hillbillies.
Oh yeah, the Hillbillies. Oh yeah, got the definitely Hillbillies. They stayed across the street from me. We all grew up together. Jan, Janice, and all that. We grew up across the street from each other. So the Hillbillies. Yeah, and that's for basically during them time and eras. That's how our projects, all the projects,
was families.
The Nickerson Gardens, the Jordan Downs, the PJs, Haciendas, was built on families. Like you have certain families who was the first families, literally the first families of blacks who moved into those projects when it was integrated with all whites, and the whites were leaving and the blacks were coming in. These were the first families, the founders who was descended from the South, from Texas, Missouri, Utah, you name it, just from different parts of the country, descending to Los Angeles, to the West Coast for a better life, but landing in Watts. So you have families in the Jordan Downs, the PJs, the Haciendas. Me and you may be siblings, but our mom stayed in the PJs, and we lived in Nickerson with our sister. Then our other sister stayed in the Jordan Downs. So when the gangs merged, which was the worstest thing that could have happened to our communities, bro, me saying that now as, you know, ex-former gang leader, man, and doing what I did for 30 years, devoting myself to these funky ass streets, man, is a life of regret. When I look back on the power that we had as black men and women, that we didn't even realize the power that we had, the torch that was passed down from the Black Panthers, given to us to do so, and we didn't. We did the total opposite. We genocided our damn self. We killed off generation after generations of blacks, bro. And I say we as the people, with that gang banging shit and gang banging over red and blue. We became so fucking bamboozled and mind blowing and messed up in the head where people were born into wars. I'm gonna say this again, TV land. A lot of you youngsters out there right now today, including my damn self, when I got recruited and I became a bounty hunter, I recruited, once I was recruited in, I took on the initiative and the heritage of wars that was already occurred before me. Vengeance that was already occurred before me. There's millions and millions of you kids out there right now today don't even understand. You jumping into a game and you inherited a war that you don't have no understanding of and where it started at, bro, because it was long before you. We talking about 45, 50, 60 years before you, these wars occurred, and now you have inherited in your life. You're going to get your head blown off behind a war that you had nothing to do with 40 years ago in your life, 30 years ago in your life, 20 years ago in your life. But now we so pridefully embrace this shit with the knowledge of being a gangster and a gangbanger now, but not with the knowledge of understand, hold on, this shit is twisted and all fucked up. I don't want no parts of this. I don't want to automatically just step into something that I inherit a beef for when I got buddies from that side over there. So now I can't even be their buddies because they got beef over here with us, and I gotta stay down with the beef. Nah, bro, be your own man's youngins.
What detached us from that family structure and understanding to, because the Piru Street Boys were the Piru Street Boys, the Green Jackets were the Green Jackets, the Oak Park Boys were the Oak Park Boys. We wasn't going out feuding with anybody. We were just, just like the Orr Street Boys in Fruitown was the Orr Street Boys. Yeah, we wasn't looking to initiate a disagreement or contact with other communities, because at that time we come from an era where we understood that the spook hunters, although they was before, right? We understood that we was there to protect our communities, because there was a time when they was allowed to come over the tracks and from Southgate, Huntington Park. They'd run over them tracks and attack black communities.
Well, when you say they, Professor, you need to stress that they. We talking about white folks, TV land.
Yes.
And white folks. This is why black cliques was formed in those areas in those times, because to protect the neighborhood, protect us from getting hung.
Right.
You feel me? They had snatched one of us in a minute and take the ass to Southgate. You see his ass hung up in a tree some damn where. So this was real life forms thing that took place. Bro.
And the crazy part about that, BJ, is that when we went to go get back at them, and I'm saying we as black people, not particularly as me, but when they went back, then the police would step in and arrest black people, but never stop the Caucasians from coming over into those communities and doing whatever they did.
Why would they? Why should they? When it's set up that way, it's designed that way. All the police were white. You didn't have no black officers back then.
Remember the all-white Linwood police? Yeah. The cars was all white and the police were all white.
Yeah, you didn't have no black officers back then. That was unheard of. Like, why would we recruit one of you when we beating the dog shit out of you so he can see everything that's going on?
So this was the Slaussons, the Businessmen, the Gladiators, the Farmers, the Green Jackets, Orr Street Boys, the Oak Park Boys, and so on and so on and so on and so on, right?
Yes.
Before Crip got attached, before Blood got attached, before Piru got attached.
Long before.
Long before. But here we are now. What do we do?
And reason being is just tampering back to that question though, Professor, is because the mentality's changed. You gotta understand. Those brothers then, our fathers, our uncles, back in those eras, their mentality was different. Their mentality was black and proud. Their mentality, hey, what's up, brother? Hey, what's up, young blood? You feel me? And it wasn't that young blood meant the gang thing. It was young blood. These terminology phrases came from the army, came from Vietnam, you know what I mean? And they had to be together because it was racism in the army. Here it is, they fighting for the fucking country. And they got to still deal with the white racism in the fucking army. So they had to formulate their own brotherhoods, you know what I mean, within themselves.
1968, James Brown wrote a record, "Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud." That was our marching, that was our mantra. Fist pumped high,
I was a baby
naturals,
kid, definitely.
Say it loud,
I'm
black and I'm proud.
Dashiki and afros, man. Black pretty women, afro puffs.
Sons of Watts. Watts Festival.
Watts Stacks.
Watts Stacks. The epicenter of blackness, the culture, the Watts Towers.
The Black Flying Souls, how about that?
Yes.
The only black circus act in the world come up out of
on
Watts. On Central Avenue.
You can go watch them. My relative
Amador, rest in peace, was one of the head flippers in that, man. Omar and Amara is the founders, bro. The Black Flying Souls. They used to come up out the projects, go to the store, and just sit right there on the curb and watch them practice. On these damn big old trampolines in our neighborhood in the community of Watts in the 70s, bro. Beautiful scene.
I'm going to say this, BJ. If you're not paying attention and watching BJ or myself, you missing the opportunity of great history and great conversation, and we acknowledge who we were before we became that. With that being said, Professor Melly Mill, Bonnie Hunter, BJ, lock the door.
You already know it. Don't open it back up, man.
Cali Miners, baby. Proof of grind all the time. Music money. Got a dollar sign. Hub City. I'm a street nigga, streets fuck with me. I'ma keep pushing products till the feds get me. It's guap off top, diamond Cartier. That nigga wall won't give a broke bitch the time of day. They see me climbing, they see me shining. That's hard work, proof of grinding. New money got me tipping in that 550. Ali, bad man, and I'm so pretty. I got that tech with me, that's my hater sprayer. Go big, grind now, nigga, play later. What can I say? I'm addicted to this paper stacking, and I don't talk about it, I just make it happen.